Hi, this is Jonathan Conrad, Director of Client Relations with Wahi Media, and I want to welcome you to a tutorial on the Wahi technology. Wahi stands for Web Automated Human Interaction and is a new technology for engaging audiences in interactive conversations over the web. Now, there's two very important things that happen in our platform in terms of communication. One is that we're able to branch the conversation to deliver very targeted information to different audience segments based on their responses. And the other is that we capture those responses in real time, and you have access to an online reporting tool. So not only are you able to deliver very specific information to different audience segments, but you're able to gather very specific information from those audience segments and learn from them and move forward and change your approach as needed. So that's kind of how this technology works. Now, where I thought we could begin here is on our website, where you can find plenty of other information. This is wahimedia.com, but I'm going to click on Demos, and you'll see several of our recent productions, anywhere from gang prevention and awareness to formal training initiatives, as well as other outreach and kind of training initiatives. Now, what I'm going to do is click on one for the Department of Public Safety for the Commonwealth of Virginia, and this was done on gang prevention.
Hi, I'm Tim Kaine, Governor of Virginia. Welcome to VirginiaGangStory.com.
Now, you'll notice this first question is a question that says, do you live in Virginia? This is to protect the integrity of the information that we're gathering. So if you don't live in Virginia, we'll actually turn the data collection component off. So I'm going to say no here because I do not live in Virginia.
What's going on? I'm Devon. I used to be in a gang here in Virginia. I want to hear your story about gangs, and I want to tell you mine too.
Hi, I'm Jim. I've taught for 10 years in a high school with warring gangs. You'd be surprised which kids are the ones involved.
Hi, I'm Nicole, and I worry every night about my 3 young boys getting involved with gangs.
I'm David, and I've been a citizen of Virginia for 35 years.
Let's talk the truth about gangs in Virginia. Which of these descriptions fit you?
So this is actually the first main branch of this conversation. Depending on which role you select, you'll have a very different discussion. So I'm going to say I'm a youth here.
This is a place to say what you think about gangs and tell your story. That is, if you want to. You can also hear other people's stories about gangs, real gang members such as myself who've been there before. Go get your headphones if you want to keep this low. You don't need to give your name or any personal information. Let me know when you're ready.
So I'm going to say I'm ready here.
Okay, before we talk, let me ask you this. Is there anyone else going through this with you right now?
This question actually illustrates how we customize our conversations depending on the need. Virginia specifically asked us to put this question in here to qualify the users as they go through. If you're a youth and you're sitting here with your mom going through this conversation, you're not going to say you're in a gang. And if you did, you're not going to say what you did to join it. So again, we're kind of qualifying the users as they go through, and I'm going to say no here.
Okay, so the reality is, some of us are in the gangs, and some of us are trying to stay away. So what do you think about gangs or gang life?
Now, this question is actually a secondary branch of the conversation. The user wouldn't know it, but if you answer any of the first 3 responses, we consider you at risk, and you continue in a conversation with him as a former gang member, talking about his experiences in gangs and the dangers and how to get out. If you answered the 4th response, on the other hand, you would actually transition into a conversation with somebody totally different who grew up around gangs but avoided them. So again, a very different conversation. Now, I'm going to say here that I like gangs and I think they're cool.
Okay, I thought they were cool too. That's why I joined. You know, at first I liked being in gangs. I had friends, some protection. I really felt like I fit in. But I want to hear your story. Remember, you don't have to tell me your name or say anything personal, but your story is very important. So what do you like about gangs?
Now, this is a technique actually called motivational interviewing that you may be familiar with. And then this is asking them what is positive about the issue that they're dealing with and being respectful of their response, understanding that there is a positive thing that kids like about gangs, for example. But then, of course, we'll transition into what they don't like about gangs and use that to get out of gangs. But again, he'll respond to each one of these individually and respectfully to build rapport with the user and kind of build trust. So what I'm going to say here actually is that I like the protection they give me, for example. And again, he'll respond individually to each one of these depending on whichever you say. Again, building rapport with the user and kind of building trust with them so that they will then move forward. But I'm going to say I like the protection they give me.
Yeah, they do help watch your back. Is there anything else you like about gangs?
And of course, you can circle back through.
Okay, what else?
And you can respond to any of the others. And again, he will respond individually to each one. Now, what I'm going to do here is show you we also have user controls here that you can pause or go back. And in this case, I'm actually going to go back here, show you how this works.
Yeah. Okay. 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 Go get.
Let's talk the truth about gangs in Virginia. Which of these descriptions fit you?
So we're back at the beginning. I'm going to click on Educator to illustrate the difference in the branch.
Hello, I'm Jim, and I teach in a high school that has several gangs. Over the last 10 years, I've seen how gangs can destroy youth and how they affect us teachers and administrators as well. You know, my heart goes out to the kids and families that are struggling with gangs. I'd like to talk with you about gangs in Virginia and have us share our stories. I want to know your thoughts about gangs and hear your advice for keeping our kids and our schools safe. Just know that this conversation is completely anonymous. You can be open and honest with me. So what do you think about gangs in Virginia? Do you think they're a problem for our schools?
So obviously this will be a very different conversation geared toward educators, and it'll be talking about policies and signs of gang involvement, what to look for, what do you do if you think a kid is involved, who you talk to, and that kind of thing. So again, very different discussion. Now you'll notice down here in Espanol, this is a toggle between languages, and if you click on it, you'll go to the same place you are in a different cast and different language.
Quiero que sepa que esta conversación es totalmente anónima. Quiero que sea sincero y honesto conmigo. Entonces, ¿qué opina sobre las pandillas de Virginia? ¿Cree que representan un problema para nuestras escuelas?
So again, that's kind of a toggle, and you notice we didn't lose our place. We're still in the educator branch, and I'm going to go back to English here.
Just know that this conversation is complete.
And pause it, and then I'm going to go back to the beginning.
Hello.
Let's talk the truth about gangs in Virginia. Which of these descriptions fit you?
Now I want you to notice this Hear Other Voices section. This is actually where you can engage with other community leaders in the area about this issue. You can hear more from Governor Kane about this topic, or you can talk with community leaders or experts about the topic. So you'll notice we can talk with Secretary Marshall of the Department of Public Safety, who's actually Thurgood Marshall's son, which is very exciting to have him in this production. But also we have a delegate from the state, we have a mentor who deals with youth, we have the captain from the Fusion Center. Again, experts in the field that you can engage in a conversation with. Now I'm going to click on Secretary Marshall here, and you see that you can ask him interview-style questions, and he'll respond to each one of those as though you just asked him this question. So you can really engage in a dialogue with him about this. And I'm going to say, tell me about the issue in Virginia.
In Virginia, the state police has identified approximately 50 gangs and almost 10,000 gang members across the state. We have had some success in deterring gang activity, in particular in Northern Virginia and the Richmond.
So I can pause this, and I'm going to go back. And again, you can go through any of these questions, and he'll respond to them, again, as though you just asked him. So you've got this panel of experts here that you can truly engage with and have a dialogue. Now, I mentioned that we capture all of the data as you go through this conversation, and you have access to an online reporting tool. This is Wahi Works, an online reporting tool that you're able to access the information that's collected throughout the conversations in real time, really at your fingertips. Now, I'm going to show you a sample report. We provide you with as many admin rights and login information as you'd need. Now, you have, once you've logged in, you've got two different reports you can choose from. One is the View Group Summary, and one is the Export Data by Viewer. The View Group Summary is truly that. It has all of the data that's captured throughout the conversation compiled into histograms as well as open-ended responses that you're able to view for the entire show. The other, the Export Data by Viewer, will show you every viewer and each response they gave to every question throughout the conversation, literally in a lateral format, so that you're able to analyze that information and go deeper. Now here you can do a date range search where you can, if you had a quarterly meeting or a monthly meeting or a weekly meeting, you could share this information with your team and discuss. But in this case, I'm going to do all dates, and I'm going to hit View Report. Now you'll notice the information is compiled for you automatically into histograms as well as as well as the open-ended responses. Now you have the question, the branch it came from, and the breakdown of the data of the responses. You can export those to Excel. You can print them the way they are. You can put them into the other report that I mentioned. Now again, here's a breakdown by branch. You've got the question. This was asked only of youth who do not like gangs, and then the breakdown of the responses. Now in terms of open-ended responses, you have the question, the branch it came from, and then word for word how they typed in their response. Now again, this is sample data, so you'll see this information is random. But in this case, you'll see this is exactly how you would see the information. You'll be able to read, and you can imagine the richness of the data you get from different audiences when you ask them open-ended responses. So again, that is the online reporting tool. And I wanted to stress to you that you're more than welcome to go back to our website at wahimedia.com to gather other information or ask any other questions. You can contact us. There's plenty of information out there for you, and view other demos that we have out there. This is my contact information. I am more than happy to answer any questions you have about the technology or about Wahi Media. I'd be happy to talk with you or kick around ideas and that kind of thing. You can contact me here at any of this information, and I'm more than happy to discuss. So I look forward to talking with you, and thank you so much for attending this tutorial.